This game is not really well documented. Like, there's little to no information on it. There's some walk from GameFAQs, which is enough to beat the game, but it's pretty meh. But anyway, let's start new game, and all these characters I can use to name myself, so I'm gonna go with Hearts. And actually, let me check one thing real quick, because I actually don't remember which class I was supposed. Oh, it doesn't even say in schedule what class, so I'm gonna be playing Knight. Okay, so let's get started. 3, 2, 1. And now, intro. I press start, nothing. I press A, nothing. I press A and start, boom, it skipped. Why does it happen? I don't know, but first thing I'm gonna switch this option, which will make screens change in a flash rather than scrolling. It's slightly faster. And now I need to buy a sword, and that's all I need. Oops. And now I need to go here. To the castle, because in this castle there is treasury, and inside treasury, armor and shield. Also, sorry if I'm talking a bit too quiet, but it's a bit past midnight here and parents are asleep. And now I have to equip this. And now I'm gonna save. Just because walking is slow. And thanks for the good luck, everyone. And also, enemies can in this game travel from screen to screen, and so far I have oh wait, I'm going the wrong way. Actually, I'm gonna do this because I got hit a lot. There were a lot of those crocodiles. I never saw that many. So those crocodiles can shoot fireballs, which are somewhat dangerous. And you may also see other enemies, but enemies here are very docile. Like, I tried death warping and it's only viable in one place. Like, it's really either walk away or use 7 quit warp. Anyway, we got a thing which we need to bring here and use on this very square. And Seiken Densetsu 1 is Final Fantasy Adventure in the US. And I think in Japan it's called Final Fantasy Gaiden, Seiken Densetsu, or something like that. Anyway, we access the first dungeon, and boss of this place is pure RNG. And also, you might notice the number in bottom right. It's how many enemies I killed. If this counter reaches 100, I level up. However, there are two types of level ups. Ones you get from killing regular enemies, which increase your life and mana, and from killing bosses, which also increase your attack and defense. Because there are no optional bosses, we only care about the latter, so we don't kill anybody unless they stand in the way. And that's boss, and as you can see it shoots those random fireballs, and this boss is generally really annoying. Normally you want to stand in one place and just fire at will with your sword, but right now I need to move to not die. One hit and I'm dead. Okay, I prevailed. Okay, save, reset, and... Now that we killed that goblin, water seems to be clean again. And we can go to the next town for some key item. As I said, this game isn't well documented, there is no translation, and I don't speak Japanese, so I have no clue what's going on. Anyway, now I have to talk to this lady. And for some reason to this girl too. And the reason why I now save and quit is because this old lady always stays in the way. So it's faster to do this. And now I'm gonna go to this shop, sell this thing, whatever it is, and buy healing spell. There are only 2 spells in the game, heal and bigger heal. There's also mage class which has access to more spells. Okay, after doing all those shenanigans with talking with random people and figuring out those triggers was pretty painful back when I routed it, like 2 years ago. And there are still 2 categories I haven't run, cause I separated each class. Okay, so... Now I don't remember which item to use, so I'm gonna use both. Okay. So, I guess one of these items was a pass. And also, you hear that sound? That means boss is nearby. And to fight this boss you have to answer the question. And I'm gonna fight him very safe. With a bowman, because there's also ranger class, he's pretty easy, but... And I can't just go ham on him. I call this guy Lubu, because he looks a bit Chinese to me. Don't know why, that name in particular. But that's how I called him. Okay, so now we're inside this tree, and there's a dragon living in this dungeon we have to slay. But before that, we're gonna go to some prison, I guess? Talk to one lady to get a key to local treasury, which holds new set of equipable items. This guy always drops a treasure chest, but I don't need it, so luckily I can just go over him. Huh. Yeah, he looked a bit like a genie. I actually never played Chrono Trigger, and right now there are other games I want to play through. Like, I don't know. Right now I've been mostly playing a lot of Path of Exile. Now, I used the key to open this door, and here's new set of items and one other item I don't even know what it is. Okay, let's not forget to equip the things. Oops. And here's good thing about the menus here. Items are always sorted in order: weapon, armor, shield. Yeah, I'm almost in Path of Exile. I'm almost level 90 with my Delve starter, Charged Dash Berserker. So far going good, but now I spawned Elder when I'm really close to level 90 and my build isn't best for the Guardians. Probably also not good for Elder. So I need to figure out what to do. Because I don't want to despawn Elder and I don't really want to fight him before level 90. Because I don't want to lose all that precious experience. And it's only yellow tier Elder. Anyway, first serious boss, this is Dragon. And this guy is kinda tough. Okay, I'm gonna play a bit safe for him. Also, I cannot stand... Oh, I also played through Grim Dawn. That's a pretty good game, although I just can't get good build going. Anyway, got through the dragon. I tried learning Grim Dawn speedrun a while ago, but haven't finished. Learned up to Ethereal Amalgamation. And without DLC, cause back when I bought it I didn't have money for the DLC. Anyway, that was the dragon. Now we can go back to town and go south. I'm not surprised, Kirito, you never heard of this. Game's really not well documented and it's Japan exclusive. There's no translation, no nothing. Anyway, shop time. I don't need this. And this. And I think this is the sword. So we got better sword and now we're gonna talk to this pirate. So he gives us key to the next dungeon. I guess we promised to help him get his treasure back. And now we're gonna open this door. And I need to remember to pick up this thing here. So, this is the hardest non-RNG boss of this run. His strat is just ramming at us, but when I'm here he moves on his default position. So I'm gonna abuse it. And he's done. But he didn't die, he just ran away. And I call that guy Bull, cause he looks a bit like a bull for me. This I think? No? Okay, I'm gonna rest here just for safety, but here's interesting thing. After I switch the place where I respawn when I save and quit, when I rest in inn. However, After beating next boss, I'm gonna respawn in that inn regardless if I rest here or not. I don't get why, but that's just how it is. Anyway, I buy even better sword. And now time to buy a new spell. So previous spell cost 4 MP per cast, no, 10 MP per cast and... no, it costed 4 MP and healed 10. This costs 10 but heals 100, way better. And now we fight Bull again, and this time he fires fireballs, but if I stand in this column, he won't be able to hit me. Ah, oops, I forgot to equip my new blade. Oops, and I accidentally quit the room, so I have to reset the fight. And this guy kills me in 2 hits, so I have to be careful. Okay, so I just killed the guy. And now I'm gonna get the best weapon in the game. You'll see why shortly. Anyway, save and quit. And now we actually got key, which allows us to go back to the previous dungeon and open alternate path. And as you saw, the river of flames appeared, blocking our path on. Anyway, I'm gonna equip the new blade, and I'm not gonna use it until the boss, just so you can have a surprise when I actually use it. Because, as I said, this is the best sword in the game. So let's talk about next boss. I call him Flea Knight, because he looks a bit like a bug. And his strat is that he hovers around in the center of the room and then charges at us. Stops for a second, goes back to the center, and then charges again, and it repeats. Wait, yeah. So he's pretty mobile and agile. And later, because of his problems with maintaining momentum, he's gonna wobble left and right uncontrollably. Well, in all directions. But first I need to do the puzzle here, which is easy. 1, 2, 1. So you may ask, how am I gonna deal with this knight? Just look. This sword fires homing fireballs. And because I'm in this very spot, he won't move, because I'm out of the area for him. So speed strat, which I didn't use here, is to look at the timer and see where you can go back to kill him reliably and not get hit. Anyway, next save and quit. So now we have thing to open this fiery pit and go inside. But first I'm gonna talk to Pirate, because he gives us even better sword. This one has higher damage, but isn't better because it doesn't shoot homing missiles. You'll see why, but it's good for the upcoming boss. So this one fires crystals which bounce around. Not as useful, but it's better than my fireball sword for the next boss, and only for that boss. And since I saw some people talk about Dutch in chat and some people posting lul, did you know that lul means dick in Dutch? Okay, so I'm gonna go for this optional piece of armor here, because it's not very off the way. Wait one moment. Okay. Okay, here's the second dragon. And here's interesting thing. When I originally routed this game without save and quits, when I got here, only his top head was shooting fire. Ever since I incorporated save and quits into the game, only his bottom head fires. I don't know why, but that's how it is. And as I said at the start, enemies are very docile here, so death warps are almost impossible. Except this spot, because there is a cutscene where some other dude appears, steals crystals for us and almost kills. But it's still faster to just do this. Oh, my friend Kirito, this is sequel to Dragon Slayer, which was one of the first, if not the first, Final Fantasy action RPG game. Not Final Fantasy, what am I even saying? Anyway, prepare your ears, cause it's time for the, in my opinion, best tune in the game. And now we're stranded on this island. And first thing I'm gonna do is go to the hen house for something. I don't even know what that thing is. And after I save and quit, I'm back to the inn of this island. And there are giants living here. And now I'm gonna go back to my fire sword because it's better for this coming up boss. Wait, no. I'm not sure if I robbed them because I don't even know what I picked up. Anyway, the next boss is Giant Rat. And it has same pattern as Bull. He just charges at us, but I can just cheese him like this. He definitely would have been faster if I could turn in place and attack him with projectiles from Crystal Sword, but I can't. You can't turn in place in this game. And that was Rat. Horoporo Feather. Okay. I guess those were giant chickens and their feather is big enough to make a sail. Anyway, that house belonged to the weapons store owner and he asked us to defeat that rat and we did it, so we got this thing from him in return, which we need to fix our ship. So now I need to use one of those items, I never remember which. No, not this one. Oops. This? No? Wait. I guess I have to use all of them. Okay, back on track. So, there's coming up a boss on which I some time ago find the start of buying new sword here and just slashing at will, but I'm not very consistent because you can't really mash. You have to mash at certain rhythm, which I cannot do. So I just resort to the fire sword strats. Well, Starman, this is technically made by Epoch, the company who ported Dragon Slayer to the Game Boy. And then they made it. Oh, I see. Okay, so this was some story trigger. Oh, thanks for the info, Gioru. Now I actually know more about it. Well, Epoch isn't really known for video games. They're surprisingly known for, take this, series of toys known as Sylvanian families. I actually saw some in local toy store, they look amazing. If I had some money I would probably buy some, because they look really cute. Okay, so this is a I call this guy Templar Knight. He charges at us and is pretty hard. Deals a lot of damage, so I'm just gonna chase him. Okay, but in this dungeon there are two bosses, so I'm gonna warp back and now do the second one. I don't remember a way here. Okay, that was the wrong way, so I'm getting kicked from this place. So here basically you have to answer questions of statues. If you say yes, it opens the right door, no, the left. And you just have to know the way. Unless you speak Japanese, then maybe you can answer the questions. And I just remember I don't have my notes for this boss, so let me just get them. This is Sphinx and he asks 3 questions. However, there's a trick to them. I just need to find my notes. Let's see, notes. Okay. One moment. So, it all depends on the first line. 1 word, third line. 2 words and first doesn't have 2 dots above it. First. Okay. Crisis averted. So now I got the most powerful sword, and from those 2 previous bosses, best armor and shield. Anyway, wait. Yeah. And you may ask, how powerful is this sword? Well, let me show you. Let's just find some enemies. This powerful. You just tap and everything dies. Okay, now I'm resting it in to set the save and quit point here because I need it. Clayon Soleil's. It sounds like something like Solar Claymore. Anyway, this tower is interesting because we're in the very late game and enemies here are basic enemies from the very start of the game. Anyway, you may wonder how now fights with the bosses will look like with this sword. Like this. So now we're gonna lit that beacon, and this will melt the snow in the village and open the shop which we need. Wait, I need to be looking this way. So now I need to go to item shop and for whatever reason buy this thing. Yes, this weapon still hits with the blade, but it's not as effective. And I needed that thing to open this door here. Without walkthrough I would never figure that out. And this place is actually the first real maze. You can really get lost here. And this is second to last dungeon. Oops, that's the wrong way. Okay, now we're in some illusion of the castle we started the game in. But as we talk to King, something happens. And now we have to fight this thing. And with the sword it's easy. It's only other class I run this game with is Archer, and with Archer it's hard because you can only hit the King. And also, with Archer this boss is interesting because I found really good setup on him. With Knight he's boring. Look, I just mash the attack button and he just dies. Oops. So, last save and quit. And now we got this thing, I think, which teleports us back to the start. And also overworld music changed. And darkness is all over the place. And now we have to go to the one town I skipped because there is literally nothing in it. Talk to a random person in a random house. And they're gonna give us a key item to access the final dungeon. Because why not? This person here. Oops. And now we're in the final dungeon. Wait, this way. Also, you see those lions? They are only enemies who can tank one hit from the sword and aren't bosses. Kaze not Tsubasa. I know that Kaze means wind. And Tsubasa, doesn't it mean falcon? Okay, I haven't played this game in a while, so I might get lost here a little. And when I was doing my first run of the game way back, I actually lost a lot of time here because I didn't map out the dungeon before doing the run. Okay, my PB in this category is about 42 minutes, so I'm definitely not beating that time this run. But it's gonna be a good time. Maybe 43, we'll see. So this dungeon also has 2 bosses. And the first one is the final dragon. His weak point is that orb he holds, but I'm just gonna disregard it and... yeah, sorry about that. But it's not gonna be as bad with the final boss because his weak spot appears and disappears. And this is final boss, some giant demon king, I don't know. So this is his weak spot, it only appears periodically. And this boss is better with Ranger because when you keep shooting as Ranger, he doesn't shoot. I think it has something to do with sprite overload. Okay, get ready with the time. When you see explosions, it's done. $43.29 on my time. Pretty decent for not playing this for a while. And now we just have outro, so enjoy that. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a tiny little bit extra. So I'm just gonna let the end screen roll in, and I'm gonna quickly show you something extra. I'm just gonna want first to show you the end screen after the credits. Okay, it should be now. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna do a new character and the 4th class, just to show you that one. And as you can see, we're some sort of sailor. And we have some kg meter, kilograms. Anyway, I'm just gonna buy a weapon quickly, because his attack is what I want to show you, because it's something. I think that's the weapon. Yeah. So now I just need to go back to the town entrance. Also, I turned off previously in menus. And also overworld music is different. And this is his attack. He charges and Pac-Mans the enemy. So that's all I wanted to show you. The Pac-Man. Wait, this really is Tanker? That's what's said in the walkthrough on GameFAQs, but it didn't sound right to me. But here we go, it's Tanker. Anyway, that's really all I have for you today, so I hope you enjoyed. And now get ready for the Dragon Slayer 4, the Russell family.